Hello, hello, law lovies. I hope everybody is doing well on this Tuesday, the 14th of April. How is everybody doing today? I know I'm really tiny. Maybe I make myself bigger. Still trying to work out all of this tickety talk stuff. Oh, all right. So, what do we have going on today? There's so much going on in the world of law today. So, yesterday, Aidan Kearney and his ex-girlfriend, Meredith O'Neill, had their restraining order hearing. We're going to go over that today. But before we do, we have to ask ourselves, why is this important? Why is it important to cover any of these trials? Well, as you know, when we cover these trials, we know that most of these are some sort of a dispute between one party and the other party. And even though Aidan and Meredith are not married, they are and have been in a relationship together, and it's not going very well. It's definitely a domestic dispute between the two. So, there are some good points as to what happened in the restraining order hearing yesterday. It allowed each person to tell their own side of the story. They were able to present the evidence that they wanted to in recordings and messages. Behavior patterns were brought up. The judge was very actively engaged. In fact, actually, times he was quite funny, and we'll go over that because, as you see, we have it up and we're going to watch it. They were both obviously represented by each side, and whether or not either attorney was good, they at least were represented well. The bad things. So it is a very highly chaotic and emotional testimony between the two. They have conflicting stories with very clear or little resolution. There's questionable evidence, right? Who said what? Another person said what? It's hard to say who's who and what's what. The judge was very frustrated at times. The focus drifted into their personal drama. And they have, credibility damage on both sides. There's lack of clear sort of boundaries between the two. It's an ongoing legal entanglement. And so, what is the best way for them to handle things moving forward? Well, one is to stay off social media. Stop posting about each other, right? Stop saying she said, he said, or even using third party, because sometimes they'll go and say, you go and post this. Or sometimes they use a fake account. They create a fake account to dox one another. Let the attorneys handle it. Focus on the legal issues. Get a restraining order against each other and keep it separate. So, avoid escalations and clean up your past behaviors and present calm and cool testimony. So, without further ado, we are going to begin the process. So, thanks for joining me, and we'll see how it goes.
They'll go up number 2 and 3 and 4. So if there are exhibits, I'm not going back to another date, finding exhibit number 6 of this date. That's not happening. So introduce exhibits as we go along.
Understood. So, do you see exhibit? Okay, what is that, man?
Okay, hopefully you can hear this.
Leaseholder.
So, take a look at that. Look up to me when you're finished.
And shout out to the law girls, not attorneys.
You recognize those
They're right.
documents?
They're
What are
the ones that
They're
were able
call
to.
logs and text messages from
Zooms.
throughout our relationship.
From who to who?
And Mr. Kearney saying, and me responding. So.
Okay. And what, and
All right, so we have a little bit of interference from our microwave. So we aren't able to zoom anything right now. Okay, we switched.
On to his communication.
Okay.
So is this sort of like a modus operandi, or is this a fair and accurate representation of how often he would call you when you didn't have a communication with him?
Objection in the form of the question.
Let me rephrase it. When you didn't respond to his communication, is this essentially how he would respond with multiple calls and texts and everything else?
Yes, every time.
And was that something that occurred quite regularly in your relationship?
Yes,
Counsel, when is this? Like, we're in
When
a,
was it, approximately? Well, you started dating in what, 2004?
24, yes.
24. And so approximately how long, when was it that the relationship ended?
In July of 2025,
July of 2025. And who ended that relationship?
I did.
And when you ended the relationship, was there any other times that you found out that Mr. Kearney would communicate about your relationship and things that went on in your relationship?
Yes,
And where would he do that?
on his shows,
Okay, when you say he shows, what's that? The judge doesn't know anything about that.
on
What show?
his YouTube shows,
And what's a YouTube show?
an internet show that he broadcasts to.
Right, and is that something that was,
If you look at the judge's face, he's like, what's a YouTube show? That's so priceless.
heavily publicized during the Kearney trial, his show?
Yes,
Right. And what, do you have, like 2,000 followers or something?
I think it's closer to 200,000.
Okay. And that's at the height of his, what, is this like some kind of internet, like, presence or something?
Yes,
Okay. And does he get paid for, having that show, do you know?
yes.
How does he get paid?
From like donations, from selling T-shirts, I don't know, premium membership.
Okay. So at one time, did you notice something about, the show? About you? Were you on the show?
Yes.
What was on the show?
He began sharing our sexual messages, mocking me sexually, sharing where I worked, where I used to work, my daughter's school.
Okay, were some of this, did you feel that he was trying to control your behaviors by going on this show and divulging all this information?
Yes.
And to try to get you to stay with him?
These were after we broke up that he started doing the shows because he wanted me to lie.
And in these shows, do the shows ever like, ask for donations for kids with cancer or any kind of, things that further the public good, or is it just a show where he basically demonizes people online?
He definitely doesn't ask for money for charities on them.
Excuse me?
He definitely doesn't ask for money for charities on his shows. It's mostly just attacking people.
Objection to relevance, Your Honor, whether he
Right.
raises
Well-
money, whether he raises money for things has nothing to do with her or this order.
it doesn't.
He's gonna move the mic, Judge.
Yeah,
Yeah, I need you to, is that thing amplified, Judge?
it does. I can hear her fine.
Yeah, I'm just having a little problem since my military service. I kind of have some hearing issues. So speaking to the mic when you answer questions. So,
Sir, and I agree with Mr. Bradel. What does the fact that his show raises money for kids with cancer, it doesn't? Move on to the point.
yeah,
Move on to the point of the restraining order.
absolutely, absolutely. So these things, so was he basically attacking you on the show?
Yes.
And like how?
He was sharing where I worked, where my employer, where my daughter goes to school, sharing our sexual messages, mocking me sexually, mocking my mental health,
All right, and then and who is he speaking to?
his audience,
Okay,
and me.
what's his audience? Do we know who they are?
I know some of them, but not all of them.
How about someone named Purple Kool-Aid Head or something?
Yes, I know who that is.
So time out for a second. People get online and he just does some filming and they get on and watch him? Is that what you're telling me?
You can tell this judge doesn't know anything about YouTube or the world of the internet. You mean he just goes on there and talks and people talk and watch him? Yes, here we are, Judge. Here we are.
And he'd get on this and throw it online and he'd talk about you.
You have to answer the question out loud.
And 200,000 people would log on to see what he was saying about whatever it is he was saying?
Yes.
Okay, and so at one point, did he mention on the show where you work?
Yes.
And did he tell them the address of where you work?
No.
Did he tell them where you work?
Yes.
Okay, where did you work at the time?
State Street.
Okay, and what happened as a result? Did he say anything about, hey, contact her at work?
Didn't say it directly.
What did he say?
He said where I worked, and then he said horrible things about me, and
Like what?
that I am mentally ill, that I mocked me sexually, that I'm a bad mother, that I do drugs.
All right, but as a result of that, what happened at work? Did anything happen at work?
Yes, his followers and he himself ended up contacting them.
Contacting your work?
Yes,
And how did they contact your work?
primarily on social media, on Twitter, but some of them called them directly.
Well, did State Street Bank have a Twitter account?
Yes,
Okay. And did they have an online presence?
yes,
And and did this guy, Mr. Kearney, contact your work?
he did.
And what did he say?
He said something along the lines of, your employee's not working very hard. I'd have to see I can't remember specifically what he said, but it was,
I object, there's a lack of foundation here. Mr. Kearney never contacted her work, and if she's gonna say that, she needs to give a foundation for how that happened.
Yeah, where, when, how? Do we have a copy of the contact?
So where do you work?
State Street,
When?
until February of this year.
Okay, and how did he contact you at work?
On Twitter, on one of his many accounts that was impersonating me, he was tagging their social media.
Okay. And how do you know it was him?
Because the account was tied back to his own billing data, his own email. He told multiple people he was behind the account, and his own expert report that he submitted admits that was this account.
Right.
Objection.
And so,
You can't just come in here with a verbal shotgun.
I'll give it what it's worth.
That's just
I'll
no
give it,
foundation.
I'll give it what it's
All right,
worth,
thank
Mr. Bradel.
do you have any printed out texts from him? Work?
Yes, in there. No,
So I'm gonna move on while you look for that, okay? Did Mr. Kearney publicly identify your employer on his webpage?
yes,
Okay. And did he publicly identify where your daughter attends school?
yes.
And how would you describe the purpose of, well, what was the purpose of the show? Like, why would he go online about you?
Because
Do
he
you
was,
have any idea?
yes, because he was upset I wouldn't continue to lie about him recording Karen Reed illegally.
Okay. And was that like a big beef about, you had a fight with him about that?
Yes.
And what happened then?
He was,
To the best of your knowledge, why did you have this major falling out?
because he didn't want me to tell the truth about him illegally recording her, so he threatened to do the shows, and then he followed through on doing them.
Okay. So, at some point, he said, did he threaten you, because, well, like that. Exactly. So at some point you, did Mr. Kearney, did you work on Mr. Bradel's legal team?
No,
Did you ever get a paycheck from Mr. Bradel?
no,
How about Mr. Bradel's partner?
no,
How about Mr. Kearney? Did he ever pay you to be on a legal team?
no,
Do you have a degree in law or
No.
paralegal studies?
no,
But at this time you were dating Mr. Kearney, right? You were sort of, things were going okay, right?
which time after?
At the time that they're saying you were on the legal team.
I don't know when they're saying I was on the legal team. I was never on the legal team.
I understand that, but at some point, Mr. Kearney, in his affidavit in support of an order, stated that you divulged secrets online or communications online, right?
Yes,
At some point, did Mr. Kearney ask you to help him with uploading documents?
yes,
Where did that happen?
on a Google Drive.
When did that happen?
It happened for a long time, since July 2024, when he made the Google Drive, and then through.
Okay, hold on, we'll get there. We'll get there. Did you make the Google Drive?
No, he did.
He did. Okay, and what's a Google Drive?
It's like a shared folder online to upload documents to.
Okay, and so when he set up the Google Drive, right?
Counsel, what does this have to do with the restraining order?
But this is relevant to why he's going online and going crazy on her online and terrifying and destroying her life. So it's certainly relevant. He put it in his affidavit. I don't know why.
Okay, go on. Continue.
I'm pleased, Judge. I'm a little leeway here. I hear you. I know there's a lot of material here. This is crazy. I get it. But you need to understand what happens here and what continues.
I really don't. I need to know whether or not the elements are met in a 209A order. I don't need to know everybody's ins and outs over the last 3 years and who allegedly did what to whom when. What I need to know is, are you going to meet the elements?
So do you feel that,
Exactly.
did he threaten you because you uploaded things into this, Google Drive?
No,
And did he report you to the Holden Police Department and try to make out a criminal complaint against you on that issue?
yes, almost a year later.
Right. And so the issue of, and you demonstrated to the Holden Police, well, no criminal complaint ever occurred here, did it?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll allow it.
They didn't issue a criminal complaint against
Yeah, time out, counsel.
I don't want to take a lot of time. There's a pending clerk's hearing coming up for
Oh,
this.
okay.
Nothing to do with
No.
that. Nothing to do with that.
Representations say that nothing has ever issued.
It has nothing to do with that pending clerk's hearing. That's a separate issue, totally separate from this.
Gentlemen, let me just say, from the court's perspective, the way this has already begun this morning, I can tell there's bad blood. I assume it's over some podcast where people have people who watch them for whatever reason I don't know, okay? I get it. I get that's where I'm waiting for the part where we come to the 209A, which is what we convene this courtroom for today.
Right.
I get it. There's bad blood. And it has to do with people posting stuff and not posting stuff and maybe stealing stuff. It doesn't matter. The question is, where do we stand today?
Yes, Your Honor, but all of this is contributes to the element of coercive control of my,
Starting when?
starting from the beginning.
So their first date.
Not the first day, but I would say after they broke up, like she said, in July of 2025. Since then is when all of this.
So let's start hearing about how he coerced her.
Right,
Why don't you ask a couple questions about how he coerced her?
right. So
Yeah, how did he coerce her?
did he drag you into the Holbrook Police Station on an allegation that you uploaded confidential information? Objection.
What's your objection?
Did he drag you in
Yeah.
there?
Well, did he-
Part of the question.
Did you get talked to by the Holden Police as a result of things that Mr. Kearney told them?
Yes,
Okay, and what did he tell them?
I told them I stole a phone extraction, I stole a watch, I don't remember what else, a bunch of other things that didn't result in any charges.
Did you do
Right.
it?
And the phone extraction, what was that from? Do you know?
Yes, it was, unimpounded discovery in his open criminal
Okay,
files.
and so did that phone extraction get uploaded into the Google Drive that we were talking about earlier?
Yes,
At his request, right?
yes,
And you told that to the police, right?
yes,
And as a result, they did not charge you with a crime, did they?
correct,
Right. And that was one of the incidents where he coercively controlled you, right?
right.
And then did he go online later on that night? Or since then?
Gone online every single day
Right.
since November about me.
Right. And, I'm going to show you this Brado. I show you a document. Please look at that and look at me when you're done. What's that an image of?
A Twitter post
From who?
from me.
And what's it from you?
One of them is from me, but the video is from somebody else.
So is that from Aidan Kearney? Where'd you get that?
No, this is somebody else's YouTube channel.
Is that one of his followers?
No,
What's it talk about? Grand jury being leaked?
he brought this in as one of his exhibits.
You what?
He brought this in as one of his exhibits to imply I was leaking grand jury.
Right, this came
But
from,
this isn't me.
right, so this is his submittal to you for this hearing, that, I want to use it as our exhibit, but this is what he's saying you did, leaked grand jury minutes, right?
Yes.
I move to introduce that.
No.
It's their exhibits.
All I just heard from the witness is that one of these is her tweet or whatever it is, and one of them is from someone that she thinks is associated with him. So I don't even know what it is.
Okay.
What is
so
it?
what is it?
And who's the person who actually posted it?
Where did you get
I think you're
that?
mixing
Where
it
did
up.
you get that document?
Counsel,
Mr.
she's
Brady.
trying to tell you picked up the wrong document.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry. So
I got it.
he's
okay.
new to this, and his lawyer's been with him for 3 years, so.
I got it.
Hold
wait a
on.
second.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Why don't we get the
Okay.
right document?
So what is it? Let me show you that. Take a look at that document. Tell me what that is. If you recognize that document.
This is Mr. Kearney on his show last week,
Okay.
sharing my address.
Sharing your address?
Yes.
Okay, and what else is he saying about it? What else is address?
This is him showing my address, but this show, he spoke directly to me while this order was in place, said that nobody should be friends with me. He's going to keep calling them out by name to totally isolate me, and anybody who
So
supports me.
he's trying to coerce people to stay away from you, right?
Objection to the following question.
What does he do, ma'am? Have you seen the episode or the show or whatever he's calling it? Did you watch it?
Yes,
What does it say? What's he doing?
Your Honor.
He put your home address out there?
yes, while the order was in place just last week. This is like the
I'll get there. I'm sorry, Judge, I know you want to cut through it, and you're much more experienced at this than us lawyers are. Well, we'll get to that, Judge. Now, when you came in here to get an ex parte order, Judge Velez, right? Was that the judge?
Judge, hold on just a second. I know you're really good at this, but we'll get there. Right now, we're not there just yet. I don't know how much longer this judge is going to put up with that.
And she impounded that affidavit, right?
my affidavit.
Your affidavit, she impounded that, right?
Yeah.
Because it was a one-party hearing. And what is this he's showing on his
This is,
webpage?
this is his affidavit, which wasn't
Right.
impounded.
His affidavit, right? From his ex parte hearing the next day or a couple of days later, when Mr. Bradle came in with him, right?
Yes.
And is that his show that he's showing you there? Is that what he looks like when he's on his, internet
Yes.
experience there? And,
Internet.
and is that a fair and accurate representation of him pointing at and talking about his affidavit and all of the contents of his restraining order?
Yes.
And was he told, what else did he say on the show that night? Did he say anything about Judge Velez?
That was the next night when he played my ex parte audio.
And what did he say?
Objection, Your Honor, that's irrelevant.
How's that relevant?
Did he play an impounded affidavit?
No.
No, how's it relevant what he said about a sitting judge in the Boston Municipal Court? How's it relevant?
I guess it's not. It just
It's
shows,
not.
I thought character was a live issue.
Sustained.
I thought character was a live issue.
Not the
every
character
court
of,
proceeding.
not the character of a judge.
No, but the character of him.
Again, we got elements. I'm looking at the
All right,
form.
all right, all right.
Elements.
So is that a fair and accurate representation of him talking about the affidavit and the restraining order?
Yes.
Was he bad-mouthing you in that video?
Yes.
Calling you stupid, calling you this, calling you saying, don't follow her, befriend her, whatever the young people do?
He was saying that nobody should be friends with me, nobody should support me, and he said it was funny because nobody came to court to support me last week, and he's the only one with friends anymore, and everybody's afraid of him, so they won't come support me.
Okay, so, all right, so I move to introduce Exhibit 2, Judge.
The witness is attributing statements to Mr. Kearney.
We can play the video.
Can we play it?
Here's what,
Here's the deal. I could admit the piece of paper, but the piece of paper doesn't say anything.
can I see that? I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one yet. If I could just have a look.
Does it, is it
In
more
counsel-
evidence of him coercively controlling you? Answer the questions.
Yes.
So this is a paper where Mr. Kearney, it's a screenshot of his show where he's sharing his affidavit to this court.
Okay.
So if we want to, put pieces of his affidavit into evidence, I would propose that we put his entire affidavit.
Well, you can do that whenever you want. I mean,
I think it is.
what's the court even supposed to do with that? I mean, quite frankly.
That's my question, is that what is that offered for? I don't understand what it's offered.
Exhibit 3.
Well, it has, Your Honor, it has her address in it. He's telling people.
Well,
her
that's of
address.
some evidentiary value. Is her address posted on his site?
Yes.
Yes, and it was impounded, Judge.
Not impounded, his affidavit, which
My
was never
address is
impounded.
impounded before.
Yeah, but it has her address in it. He's giving her address out to all these.
No, I get
crazy
your argument.
girls.
I get your argument. Exhibit 3 over.
I think, Judge, it's a public court document that it has information on it he's using in his.
Was
show.
your client's affidavit impounded?
No,
So it's a public record.
absolutely,
It has my
It's a public record.
absolutely.
Right.
But-
it's a
But,
public
but it
record.
doesn't mean that someone should be posting it. That's the question.
And posting her address, Judge.
That's what I was implying. Okay, that's Exhibit 3.
Right.
I thought we had 2.
Exhibit 2, Judge, I'm sorry.
Okay, Exhibit 2, that's right. The other 2 got,
Thank you.
thank you.
Will be marked as Exhibit 2.
Your Honor, I'd like to play that video if I could for the court.
Sure.
Great. Excuse me, I gotta have my assistant help me out here.
Sure.
These younger people are a lot more sophisticated than I am on this internet stuff. It's Meredith. She's more sophisticated than you.
Judge.
I got the FTR audio of her
Oh my
first hearing
goodness.
when she received the order. I'm gonna listen to it with you guys for the first time. This is my first time hearing this. We're gonna listen to it, and she always, they keep bringing up her stupid lawyer, like, oh, he's talking about it, and this is publicizing it. This is what I do. She knew this when she signed up to date me. She knew that I was in jail because of my last relationship. Again, this is my first time hearing this. This is a different judge. This is Judge Velez. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I understand that there's no free speech here, but I think, to me, there is also a pattern here to.
To the objection, I answered if he stopped immediately.
Judge, could you
Stop it and let's hear the objection.
So,
Setting
how do you stop
I'm
it?
very sorry, she said. And what is this, a therapist? What is it?
This is the FTR, and you might recognize it as I do, it's Judge Velez on there, the recording from the first ex parte hearing that she was at with Judge Velez. And how that can be relevant here today, where we look at everything all anew, I object. And it's, I think it's also another way to get around if there are some allegedly disparaging statements that my client said about Judge Velez.
I think what this shows,
Get him in front of
yeah,
Well, there's two things here, Judge.
well, there's one that I care about, and one is he continuing to apply pressure to her? I mean, that's the question.
That's the question. And not only that, Judge, remember, he's got a cross order.
And he's got 200,000 people, and he's allegedly putting her address out there?
Judge, and he's also applied for an order saying that he's afraid of her and convinced another judge in your court to issue him an ex parte order. And so it's relevant to show the court his demeanor and the way he treats this and why he's not afraid.
How long is this? Just a minute?
It's not very long, Judge.
Keep going.
Correct. We're not saying
Start
he's
playing.
afraid of her, saying that he's under control.
Fear is still an element. Fear is still an element.
Yes, but not that he's
Oh,
afraid of her.
Judge, this is 3 days ago.
And this is.
Yeah, let's go. We're listening.
There's apparently a pattern of what? I gotta hear this. She goes, I'm sorry you're going.
Just remember, what you say online is forever, and it can be used against you. Corey Richins. Things can be used against you. So you have to be careful what you say and what you do. And Aidan Kearney's no shrinking violet to any of this, and he knows that sometimes his words and the things that he says on his show can be used against him. He's got some things going on in New Jersey where he said some things against some people and they took it up on him, so he's got some legal issues in New Jersey. And then he's got this. So he has, and then of course he's got the witness intimidation case against him that's due to be heard in May. So I realize that, I realize he is a personality on YouTube and that he gets all the likes and the views and the clicks and stuff by talking about people and getting people all riled up. People love drama. People love drama. I admit I watched his show. I want to hear some of the drama. Sometimes it can be a bit much. Sometimes I want to hear it. And so do some other people. If you don't want to be part of his drama, don't be in his life. I don't know. But he's going, so if you say anything against him, he's going to use it against you. And, vice versa. So, you play with fire, you're going to get burned, right?
Now my blood's boiling.
There's definitely a pattern of harassment. It's willful, malicious, strictly vicious. You went to the police, are they doing anything? They said to do an order, and one of the.
I object, Your Honor, this is showing,
No, I understand that.
showing what happened at an ex parte hearing where Mr. Kearney was not there to defend himself. The judge is expressing opinion.
He's the one who put it out in the public domain, and what was the point of that? And his point is, he had a purpose in putting this out there. I'm gonna let him play it.
What's wrong with the judge? He's encouraging people to bully you, so they didn't want to put in writing why they fired you, she says. Because they will be, like, sued by her. That's what she's saying. Please, please. She's lying.
I was told it was necessarily because of, sending a follower tagging them.
I can't wait for her to be cross-examined about this. Like, this is not Twitter. I want you to realize this. She's gonna have to be cross-examined about this. Do it. I can't wait. I look forward to my cross-examination. She's gonna make a big stink there, calling it up today. I'm like, stop hiding shit. Stop it. Like, why did they not give the Zoom code out the other day? Enough of this shit.
Okay, I've seen enough.
I've seen enough. Guess what, Judge? You're going to have more to see.
So you call it the one where he threatens you a couple of days ago,
That was a couple days ago.
whenever it was. What's this next video show?
That's to go after my work.
Hold on, hit pause. What am I,
Yep,
what is this?
Yeah, hold on, you can't, shut it off.
Okay. No, I told him to stop. Why don't you ask her a couple questions?
So in preparation for this, you submitted another video, did you not?
Submitted a lot of videos.
You did, but this next video, what does this next video depict? In threatening you?
The last couple of months before he started doing the shows about me in November, where he's saying, you have a job, you have kids, and he said, being left alone is not an option. And I tell him, I just want to be left alone. I don't want anything to do with
Right.
this.
And this is him trying to coerce you into staying with him and controlling you.
Hold on, you don't get to testify. Can you, someone please ask, when was this video from?
Right, when was this video,
You don't get to
this
testify.
audio recording taken?
October 2025.
And who recorded it?
I did,
And why did you record it?
because I needed to for my protection. He called me threatening things, and I was worried he would eventually follow through on his threats to get me fired. So I wanted this. And he was also trying to frame me for recording Karen Reed. So I wanted evidence that he was the one who recorded her.
Okay, but, so notwithstanding, hold on.
Do you have this?
This is a recorded, this is a call that we contend, and I think she just admitted it, that she illegally wiretapped my client without his consent or knowledge that this phone call was recorded. It was intercepted, to use the statutory language. And
Did you
it is
see
the
the
subject
judge's
of her
face?
upcoming
He's like, oh, really?
court hearing for wiretapping. So whether, she's trying to take herself down and bring Mr. Kearney with her, I don't know what's going on here, but she's basically admitting to this court subject matter of the upcoming wiretap.
Is there a magistrate hearing set?
It is, Your Honor.
When is it?
It's, 14. So I don't know what's going on here, but I don't even know if she knows she's doing that, but, I think it's probably important to put that out there before this court. And I don't know
Counsel,
what they're doing.
Counsel, your client just took the stand and admitted to, one-way recording.
Your Honor, my client,
I understand why she may have done it. I understand everything, but that doesn't mean it's not illegal.
well, it's not illegal if he knew it was being recorded and he did, and that's the bone to pick at the clerk's hearing. But nonetheless, it's posted all over the internet. She got it from his website too. He played it on there, and they got the exhibit themselves. They're using it. They brought it in. That's where we got it.
No, they're also using it as an exhibit, is what my point is.
Right,
You plan on using this as an exhibit?
No, Your Honor.
It's in your exhibits you gave to us.
right, it's in his.
Was it part of your discovery?
Yes,
Okay, there's a difference between an exhibit list and a discovery list.
Yes,
You gave it
right.
to us as an
we're not
exhibit.
using it.
as a discovery list. But
There may be testimony about it, but I wasn't intending on.
we can move on. We can move on. There's plenty more where he's threatening you. Show the next. Well, don't play.
Why don't you go to the next video?
She's,
Yeah, let's go to the
she's
next.
arguing with her lawyer. Oh, my goodness. This isn't going well, Meredith. I'm
Hold
sorry.
Hold on, stop.
You can't play it.
Stop. You can't just start playing.
So what is this piece of evidence, Miss?
These are some of the first shows he did on me to his audience
Okay, when was that?
in November, December, and then some of it's recent, just as recent as the
So it was November and December of 25, and then
November and December of 25, after you broke up with him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And what does this video depict?
him degrading me sexually, mocking my child, sharing where I work, where my daughter goes to
When you
school.
say degrading you sexually, what is he doing? Threatening to put a video out there?
No, he's sharing some of our sexual messages from when we are together and then laughing about some with,
And he's posting this to 300,000 people.
the testimony was 200,000. Don't give him an extra 100,000.
Yeah. Well, I only gave you 2,000.
Because apparently in some world that
Yes. You only have 200,000. Don't give him an extra 100,000.
It's an important thing.
Yeah, I understand, Judge. So, and where did this video come from?
His own YouTube shows.
His own show.
Okay, so these are his words. Go right ahead, hit play.
No, Meredith O'Neill is a vice president at State Street, just to be very clear. And State Street. Now, her kid was going into freshman year at Milton High School. Her and I had never had sex with Reverse Cowgirl until that night when she wanted to film for the first time, and she wanted to do it Reverse Cowgirl because she had seen that he likes that. Like it was, and that happened. That was a real thing. And here's like another. I know. Sean do whatever he saw. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like I know. It was so awkward. And like, look, picture of it that she did the same one.
Was it awkward though? Because you didn't have to look at her eyes.
Stop. You know, it's like I didn't. You know, I miss your.
Wait, what is this?
Oh no.
Oh, no, babe. No.
Yeah, it's like.
Hold on, I want to stop that. I want to stop.
Like, well,
Who's that female?
Jessica Machado.
And who's Jessica Machado?
She's another YouTuber and a journalist. She's reporting here today. She's sitting over there.
She's in this courtroom?
Yes.
And she's proud of it. Okay, let's go. Okay, continue playing.
Oh. Yeah, Jess Machado's in the courtroom. She's going to testify.
Well, this was on a break. Like we were on a break, and it was like,
I just see this face.
oh, every part. Like every texting was like this. Like it was just so awkward and forced. And it's, you know, like it's just so generic, ladies. This is not how you text. I miss your huge dick inside of me. You'll say that.
So
hold
on, let me stop that.
It's just so. If
So
you're
this.
freaky and you try to be freaky, and just
Please. So this is the kind of highbrow stuff.
No. Ask a question. You don't get to. We'll have arguments at the end.
How did it make you feel when you heard this?
Humiliated.
Okay. And what else?
Scared about just my daughter seeing this or my family too.
Okay. All right. Continue.
comes across, it's not working. You know, it's not. And I thought I wasn't gonna sure if I was gonna show that one, but it was just you had to see it. You know, like when I hooked up with her, when I was having sex with her, I thought about.
Okay, I've heard enough of this. I get the gist.
I want her to know that.
I get the
Every
gist.
time I fucked her.
Introduce it as
Oh
an
my
exhibit. I'll
goodness.
listen to it in chambers. It doesn't need to be brought.
Right. So the poor judge is like, oh my gosh, like, he's like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this in public. And so I have to go listen to it in chambers. Well, it's out there for the public, for everybody to see. If you want to go to Aidan Kearney's YouTube page, Turtle Boy, and go look at whatever Meredith things there are, and you can watch it for yourself.
Broadcast to the world.
Thank you, Judge. Well, as you see, there's a camera broadcast.
Well, she's not going to have all of it.
Thank you, Judge.
And just so the parties are aware, my intention is I'm going to be taking these exhibits, so no one's getting copies of them until I'm done. So I might as well say it. I'm impounding it until they're not impounded.
Thank you, Judge. Next video.
But you can go on his YouTube show and watch
Was
it
there
for
any other
yourself.
videos that you were able to capture?
If you want that video to be an exhibit, you got to get it to me in exhibit form.
Yeah, we have a thumb drive with all the videos, Judge, and you can go through them and.
Well, there's only been one introduced.
Right, so I understand so far, Judge. There's more.
You know, Judge, I think both sides submitted thumb drive with kind of everything. So court has, I think, everything, and then I think later on, maybe Counsel and I should get together and tell the court.
I'm giving this hearing another hour. It's 2 hours for a 209A hearing, which is about 2 hours more than a 209 hearing gets, okay? And the decision's going to be made tonight or tomorrow. So
Absolutely.
give me the exhibits you have, and I'm all ears. I mean, quite frankly, everything that's been introduced so far would have just been done in the first 30 seconds of this hearing.
Well, I'm not very sophisticated lawyer, Judge, so I apologize.
You might want to stop saying that on the record, sir.
I don't really care. But,
If you didn't hear him, he said he wasn't a very good lawyer.
our reputation speaks for itself, Judge. In any event, Your Honor, so we have a thumb drive, Judge. We'd like to introduce this.
I don't know who her lawyer is, but apparently he is a divorce lawyer. But you would think that he would be very, very well known about his a restraining order, because isn't that a domestic thing?
Video, what's the date of that video, Ms. Sharp?
It's several dates. The end is in March too, where it's telling me to other things.
Right. Are there more videos of him, you know, going online and besmirching your character and saying horrible things, embarrassing things, painful things, terrifying things about you?
Yes, they're all on the thumb drive.
Mr. Mr. Bradel, do you have a copy of the thumb drive that they're talking about?
Yes, Your
Do you object to me having that thumb drive?
No.
Okay, the thumb drive is Exhibit 3.
Thank you, sir.
And I hope that'll be the same on my end too when it comes around to my thumb drive.
Well, I'll keep it in mind, Mr. Bradel.
Do you want to give him a copy of it? I need a copy.
The same copy that was previously provided.
Do you have, Madam Clerk, do you have it?
I have a thumb drive in the file. Is it the same as some previously
There was
provided?
a couple additions, but that's fine.
Yeah, yes, we'll give him this one. This has all the new ones on it too, right? Yeah, we'll give him this one.
Okay, we'll mark that thumb drive
yeah.
as Exhibit 3 when you're done with it.
So I don't know if you want to continue playing videos, Judge, or if
No,
you're
they're
gonna...
now evidence.
Okay.
They are now evidence. Once they're introduced and he didn't object and they're before the court, they're all evidence. It just means I'll be listening to them in a cozy office instead of in a courtroom.
Okay, very good, Judge.
This is a copy for the court.
Do you really want to listen to
There you
it
go.
in a
Thank you.
Thank you.
thing?
Exhibit 3.
All right, so I'm going to pause
that's
this
great.
here for just a second. I want to give a shout out to the law girls, not attorneys. They're the ones that got this video or got the permission to do the Zoom. And up here in this corner up here is a QR code to give them some coffee. So if you're watching this, go and like them. I'm going to move myself. This is the law girls. Law girls, not attorneys. I'll move this over here. Law girls, not attorneys. There they are. And you can subscribe to their YouTube channel and give them some money if you want to. Thank you, girls.
Okay.
So collectively it's free, I suppose. So, so ma'am, in addition, so these videos, right, that he puts out there, are these published out to the internet, like to whoever, you know, is turned on by that kind of thing?
Yes,
And,
Yes,
and so,
Your Honor.
and you're aware of that, right?
yes.
And how does that make you
Yes.
feel when he says all these, and there's more videos that we're not gonna play here in court.
They're exhibits, though. They're in.
Exhibits, though, how did
Yeah.
playing those exhibits make you feel?
Right now it makes me scared because he already got me fired and now he's trying to prevent me from getting another job by labeling them with my full name.
Okay, so so we've established essentially that he's putting all this stuff out there, including most recent court proceedings in this court, right?
Yes,
And saying things like, I can't wait to get into court, to get that bitch up on the stand again, or something like that, right?
yes. He said he couldn't wait to get here and this is a big day for him.
Right.
He's excited, not scared.
Now, last time we were in court last week, there was another gentleman in the court, right?
Yes,
What's that guy's name?
Paul Bidendale,
Okay, and where's he from?
I believe Maryland.
Right, and Mr. Kearney, he's got a YouTube show too?
Yes,
What's he got, 1,000 followers or something?
I think something like that.
Something like that. And so what he does,
Question.
well, question, where, did you see him on Aaron, on this Mr. Kearney's, show? What's his show called, by the way?
Purple Kool-Aid.
Hold on, let me clear these up. What is Mr. Kearney's show called?
Turtle Boy Live.
Turtle Boy Live. And what is, how do you say his name, his friend?
Purple Kool-Aid,
Purple Kool-Aid. That's the name of this other gentleman's show?
correct.
And did Mr. Kearney put that guy's show on his show?
Yes,
And what are some of the things that Purple Head said on Mr.
Purple
Kearney's
Head?
show, broadcast to 200 people?
Objection, Your
Well,
Honor.
it's in the
It's purple Kool-Aid, not purple head. But, you know, if you want to disparage somebody, I guess that's the way to go about doing it.
video evidence, right?
Is it already in? So I'll see it.
The relevance of what someone else says is,
Except it's alleged that your client published it to 200,000 people. That, okay?
just publishing something doesn't mean you adopt it.
Nope,
Tell it to someone,
nope.
You know, and
I don't think he did it because he was in love. It doesn't sound that way.
But in terms of using it to kill someone, it's protected by the First Amendment to do so.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, Judge, I anticipate.
You know what? It's in evidence. Both parties agreed to let me watch it. We're good.
By the way, the SJC spoke on First Amendment when it violates the statute, you can't use it. You know, it doesn't protect it when you're violating statute, which is what we're doing here. It's coercively.
Thank you for the lesson in constitutional law. I've been there, done that.
So Brian interrupted.
I gotcha. Okay, let's move on. That's evidence. What other evidence do you have?
So, as Mr. Bradel and just stated, he said that, Your Honor, this is, First Amendment protected speech. And he's like, yeah. So you would think that you would like this judge to be your judge when it comes to the witness intimidation case, because this judge already agrees with you, but you don't have this judge. You got a different judge. So we'll go over that when that one comes out.
Well, that's in evidence.
And during your closing, counsel, you can talk about all of, but she's on the stand under oath. Ask her a question. And when you're done asking her a question, he'll have some questions.
So, Mr. O'Neill, at some point, did you kind of lash out against him online?
I was trying to defend myself against the lies he was telling about me.
Okay. And did you threaten him tit for tat? Like, if you show that, I'm going to show this?
I said I would share the truth.
Okay. And did you?
Yes, for a period of time, but not anytime recently. I've deleted my social media. I've logged off. I haven't engaged.
Right. And at some point, did you find out that Mr. Kearney had set up burner accounts?
Yes.
And what did he do with those? What's a burner account in your mind?
It's an account where you're not identifying your own information. You're pretending to be somebody else.
Right. And what did he do on those burner accounts?
He made 2 accounts that were impersonating me using my photos. One was called State Street Mayor, which was State Street is where I used to work.
Right. And if you look at, and by the way, okay, so those burner accounts, what did those burner accounts say?
There's a lack of foundation that these are his burner accounts.
I'm going to introduce an expert witness report which establishes that.
Counsel, can we just have one person speak at a time? The objection is there's not a proper foundation. I agree with that. So the objection is sustained.
Give me 1 second, Judge. So, Ms. O'Neill, were you able to review the so-called expert report that Mr. Bradel introduced in this matter?
At a high level.
Sorry?
At a high level, I didn't understand a lot of it, but there were a few things I did understand.
I haven't introduced anything, so I don't know what counsel's talking about that he introduced.
Well, I'm going to introduce it for you. So,
A question to the witness, please.
yes, I approach with a document. Do you recognize that document?
Yes.
And what do you recognize that document to be?
A report they gave us as some of their evidence that purports to be an IT expert of some sort.
Right. And what does he purport to say?
Reports that an account that used to be called State Street Mayor was owned by Mr. Kearney.
Okay. And that's owned by Mr. Kearney, right? And that's what the report says, right?
Yes.
And does the report also say, conclude that they can't identify who may have posted anything from this account, right?
No, not that account. That was
From these accounts.
from the other accounts, but the one that
Right, okay.
was his burner. That one was, because it was given to them.
Okay, so this document establishes that the burner accounts that you're talking about were actually set up by Mr. Kearney, right?
One of them.
And this is their expert, right?
Yes.
I move to introduce this, Judge.
Objection.
Okay, 4.
Thank you.
And it's called the parody account, right?
No, it's called State Street Mayor.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we don't need that.
So
Sorry. So,
Do
No.
you have it? Clerk? Yeah. Is that it? Okay.
ma'am, as a result of the actions by Mr. Kearney, excuse me, I almost said terrible again. As a result of the actions by Mr. Kearney, and let's say
Okay, so if you recall, in the beginning, I talked about some of the good things and the bad things that came out in this case. One of the bad things is they both are accusing each other of making burner accounts, right? What's a burner account? You make a fake account and then you post or say things about this person under this fictitious thing so that possibly it's not connected to you. It's not good. It's not good.
the people that go online and follow his, follow his whatever it is, do you feel that you've been threatened?
yes,
Do you feel that your life has been affected terribly?
Essentially been all but ruined.
And do you feel that you, under the statute, have been controlled and coerced?
Yeah, I mean, he took away my job. He wants to make sure nobody has
It's a legal
no
conclusion
human
in
friends.
the court, so I'd object to Mr. Strick. She can offer
Well-
facts, but she can't give you legal conclusions.
You know what, that's what she's been claiming from the day one, that he cost her her job. So you can continue, ma'am.
And this other gentleman from Purple Head,
Purple
did
head.
he, are you aware, from watching Turtle Boy's show, of things that he has done to affect your ability to be employed?
Yes.
What did he do?
He started naming his YouTube shows Meredith O'Neill, CPA, and he has said explicitly in the videos you'll see that he's doing this, that every time somebody Googles me, his shows come up, so I never find a job again, so I have to sell my body to make ends meet. And then Mr. Kearney said, this is great, he's doing this because she's unemployed and YouTube owns Google, so it'll come up.
Hold on. And this was posted on Mr. Kearney's show, right?
Yeah.
Retweeted or whatever.
I'm sorry, what? You have to sell pictures of your body to make money?
It is these young people do, right?
Yeah.
And and that to over 200,000 of these so-called people who have nothing better to do than to watch the show, right? And is that why you came in to get a restraining order?
Why do 200,000 people have nothing better to do than to watch this show? Because it's drama and it's fun and exciting, and everybody likes to talk about everybody else.
One of the reasons that was, yes.
Can you tell me of any incidences that occurred involving Mr. Kearney since you got the restraining order?
Since I got the order, he has spoken to me directly.
What?
He's spoken to me directly. He shared my address
When you say he's spoken to you directly, what do you mean by that?
on his shows, talking to me. He said, like, why don't you go fuck someone instead of doing this?
Okay.
That's just one
And are
example.
those in evidence through those videos?
Yes.
And did he also call you?
No, he didn't call me. It was a fact.
Did he text you?
Yes.
So even though there's this temporary order, he texted you because he's so afraid of you, right?
Correct.
And by the way, you reviewed his affidavit, his supplemental affidavit, in support of his ex parte order, right? Paragraph 2,
Yes.
where he says in that he didn't want to come and get a restraining order because he was afraid of it going public and he'd be publicly embarrassed, right?
Correct.
But then he went on that night, and on one of the videos, he says, getting a restraining order against you was just a tactic, right?
It was the next morning that he said that, but yes.
Right, and it was on his show, right? His Turtle
Yes.
Boy show, right? And he says, getting a restraining order was just a tactic, right?
Yes, after I got mine.
Deleting his own witness.
Well, it's in evidence. I
It
mean,
doesn't
I'm-
matter. The counsel
Yeah.
ought to follow the rules.
All right,
That's how you question a witness.
Counsel, how much more of this do we have?
I think most of it is in, Judge.
The videos are in. I mean,
Videos are in.
the work is done. I'm gonna go and listen to every single second of every single one of these videos.
And how does it make?
And ma'am, you're telling me that on this, he claimed that him coming to this court to get a restraining order was a tactic?
Yes, it's a clip labeled, it's a tactic after my order was
It's a
in.
tactic.
Okay, I'll listen.
And since, let's say Friday, has anything occurred on this show?
Since the last hearing, he published my ex parte audio and was mocking it, laughing at it, and saying he couldn't wait to come here. He shared my address.
And how does that make you feel?
Scared. He was encouraging people to come here to show their anti-Meredithism, like anti-Meredithism. And last time we were here, like, we got screamed at and followed down the street. I almost just wanted to just drop it. Because
Has anyone come to your house as a result of this crazy posting?
Judge, I object to any attribution of third-party actions.
Unless it's on there that he's posting, he's looking for a reaction. If he's prompting a reaction to her and the reaction comes, then that can be attributed in a 2098 to him.
But that's not the question here. Did someone come to my house? They want to say that, it didn't happen, but if they want to say, I know that Aidan Kearney made this guy go to my house, let's have at it. But you can't just come into
I'll
court and
withdraw the
say,
question.
all these things happen.
Question withdrawn.
I'll withdraw the question, Judge. Now, have you posted some videos of Mr. Kearney too?
some that were already out on the internet.
Okay, and did you post the one where he threatened to punch you in the nose, where he's drunk
Yes.
at your apartment?
Yes, after he posted
Objection to the
videos
form
from
of
that
the
night.
question, and it doesn't exist.
Well,
It
is
is-
the video,
so to the
is the
extent
video?
that-
Time out. Is that video in this packet?
Yes,
Yes, it is.
Okay.
What exhibit number?
17.
There you go. So, you know, that's all I
No, I get it, and I'll give you an opportunity to wrap it all up and put a bow on it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have no further questions.
Counsel, anything for the witness?
Yes, Judge, I have a lot. Do you want to do it in terms of lunch or?
No, we're going. We're going.
Okay. I just say that just because, yes, Judge Allison said that she wanted to make sure we had a lunch break for the staff.
I don't,
So
We didn't start till noon time. You had a late breakfast, Mr. Bradle. You're good.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine, Judge.
You look like a marathoner. You're good to go.
Judge, I have, some videos that I think, would it be all right if we play them on the big screen?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you want to
All right,
do.
let me ask Ms. Healy if she could just go over there and plug into the
Sure.
screen, or thank
we're
you.
gonna play all his videos now, Judge, or you just?
It doesn't, we'll see what they are. He hasn't moved to introduce anything. I haven't told him he could do it. If he's got one that I'm allowing, then I'll let him put it on the screen, but,
In order to save time, Judge, I'd just say put them all in and you can parse it out.
well, we'll see how it goes. You don't get to do his case.
Well, I do appreciate that aspect of it, Judge, that, I think council's trying to give me a courtesy that my thumb drive comes in, his thumb drive is in, and, we can sort it out later. But I think everything should come in, so.
Are you moving?
I move our thumb drive in as well, yes.
Okay, counsel, are you objecting to Mr. Bradle's thumb drive being introduced into evidence?
There were some exhibits that I objected to, which were the, yes, there was a bunch of screenshots from third parties that had nothing to do with.
Well, you got some third-party
But
stuff.
it wasn't from his show. The ones I put in are all from his show.
Okay,
These are like people talking back, and maybe some of his followers are minions, Sterling, texting back and forth about her. I mean,
so why are you objecting to them coming in?
well,
Right.
yeah, it's
No
because,
proof of it.
But Judge, just to clarify, we're contending that's her.
right.
Okay, that's, listen, they're in. Give me the, it's gonna be,
Madam Clerk has it, I submitted it, I think, last week.
and that's what, number 5? Exhibit 5 for purposes of today?
Yes, that would be the
That'd
next.
be fine.
And I'll note your objections to portions, but I think
Yeah,
when
I
I'm
think Your
sitting
Honor,
there on a big screen watching it, eating my popcorn, I'm gonna be able to tell who's who and what the allegations are.
Yes, I think Your Honor is savvy enough to.
I hope to God I am.
separate, the chat.
Get your popcorn out. The judge says he's going to sit there and read it and eat his popcorn. It's going to be a big show.
Or whatever it is, the read from the.
No, sit tight. So, Mr. Bradle, what do you have?
Thank you.
Your exhibits are, is that all of your exhibits? They're all on that one thumb drive?
I'm not sure, Judge, frankly. I have a couple of pieces of paper that
Okay.
might be duplicative that I want to use with the witness.
Your Honor,
Okay.
Not to complicate things, but I would like my client's affidavit. If his affidavit's coming in, I want my client's affidavits coming in.
Do you have a copy? Move to introduce and I'll allow it.
They're in the record already.
I have extra copies.
We have extra.
Get an extra copy, move to introduce it.
Hey, Judge, I don't mind the same thing. We have a 5-page, and then I believe it's a 58-page.
Listen, the public records, the only question for this court today is, are they in evidence?
I trust this court, and put everything in, and Your Honor can decide, okay? That's fine with me. I think it's fine with counsel, but I'll let him speak for himself.
Okay, what number, so affidavit's next exhibit, affidavit of, yes, thank you.
Oh, this poor judge.
She's gonna get you, did you find a clean copy? We can probably find our copy. You got a clean copy?
You just have to ignore these little green
Sorry,
things,
that's
Judge.
a copy. I
Okay.
didn't print the copy.
You know what, we can pull a clean copy. We're good.
Oh, you do?
Of
Of the supplemental too?
We have 2.
Yes, from her.
Yep.
Right, okay.
Oh, boy.
You do?
Okay.
So,
That's gonna be combined. Is it 5 or 6?
I'm sorry, 6.
Yep, that's 6.
And, Your Honor, would you like both
They're in
restraining orders to have the same exhibit list?
Yes, it's one exhibit list. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. The plaintiff Meredith O'Neill's affidavits, including the supplemental affidavit, will be marked as plaintiff exhibit number 6.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and now you're gonna use, you have some paper copies that you're gonna use, okay.
Judge, and I'll show
Yeah.
counsel.
And if there's an extra copy because you used it, still introduce it. I'd rather have more than not have everything.
Hey,
You may, yeah.
Ms. O'Neill, good afternoon.
Okay.
Have you ever threatened Mr. Kearney with reporting that he hit you, lying to the police about it?
Only when he was filming me, following me around my apartment.
So that's a yes?
Yes,
So you told Mr. Kearney that you were going to tell police that he hit you, right?
only so he would stop filming me.
I'm not asking you why, I'm asking whether it happened.
She answered that she did. You said you did, right?
Yes,
Okay.
And so what you're saying is that you're willing to use the courts and the police and your status as a woman to say that you were harmed by Mr. Kearney?
Objection.
No, he can ask the
When it
question.
suits you?
no, I never went to the police.
You threatened Mr. Kearney to do so to get him to take certain actions or refrain from certain actions, right?
I wanted him to stop filming me, and I didn't think he would share a video if I was saying I hit him.
So that's a yes, and then you just said why you did it? And you're trying to get him to comply with whatever desire you had at the particular time, right?
I wanted him to stop filming me around my apartment.
And in terms of patterns of behavior, you said that Mr. Kearney exhibits patterns of releasing things and bothering you online, right?
Yes.
Isn't it true that you yourself exhibit that same pattern going back to 2018?
Objection, Your Honor. What on earth does the relevance of 2018 have to do?
I gave you latitude. I'm going to give him latitude. It's a simple yes or no.
Judge, they broke up
I
in
ruled.
2005.
Counsel, I ruled.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Is it true that in 2018, you were dating someone named Sam Teflin, right?
Yes,
And Mr. Teflin was on the receiving end of your hacking and your false emails, wasn't he?
no,
Didn't you admit that in the court filings? You said that you were sorry and that you had mental problems and that you regretted doing it.
no, he coerced me to write an email for him because he was doing cocaine and caught doing it.
He coerced you to send a text admitting that you hacked into his accounts and sent certain emails.
Wasn't a text.
So you sent the emails, though, didn't you?
I think she just said it was in a text.
No.
Mr. Bradel, I gave you the latitude to go there. I got it.
Okay, Your Honor, thank you. In that case, and just a couple more relative to the issues that they've raised here, Your Honor, if I may.
Sure.
You pretended to be him in an email that you sent to his employer, right?
No, I did not pretend to be him.
You sent an email to his employer saying that he no longer wanted to take a position in Australia with his company because you didn't want him to go, right?
No, it's not what happened.
Why don't you tell the court what happened with the emails that resulted in Mr. Teflin getting an order against you out of this court?
Objection.
I'll ask an open-ended question.
You know, the fact that there might be a restraining order from the past, it's a matter of record. You can look at the queries. He's got 30 of them. She's got one, maybe.
I'm sure you didn't have any.
You had
In 2024.
I'm sorry, what? He has 30?
Okay, we're going to move it along.
Judge,
He's trying to, and I understand where he's going, pattern of conduct and opportunity and knowledge and all those things that would be relevant in this proceeding. I got it. We're moving along.
I have the paperwork, Your Honor, and it's in our thumb drive in terms of this prior.
So it's an exhibit. It's already an exhibit. It's in.
So, and I'll just finish it this way.
Yeah.
It's fair to say that you had a restraining order taken out against you in this very court for the same type of hacking, misrepresenting online type activities that you did here, right?
objection.
That's not.
She never
She
said
can
you
answer
did.
the question.
She can answer the question, counsel. She can answer it, and you'll have an opportunity to ask her whatever you need to ask her.
No, he got a restraining order because I didn't get a lawyer and didn't know what I was doing, and he had accessed my things illegally and moved on. Was never violated, unlike Mr. Kearney's restraining orders, and it was.
So, Ms. O'Neill, you know how this works. You got to answer the question I asked, right?
What's your
I'm
question?
gonna ask him not to instruct a witness, Judge.
I'll
That's your
instruct
job.
the witness if she's not doing something.
Okay, both of you, stop. Question, answer. Let's go.
Isn't it true that the restraining order that was taken out against you accused you of hacking into his email or text, sending out communications according to be him, and it was really you?
Ask and answer, Judge.
Well, I don't know what the answer is, so if she did answer it, but it's all in here. Ma'am, is that true or not true?
Not all of it about the accusations, no.
Okay.
Which part did I say wrong?
About the purporting to, like, impersonating people.
Which part did I say right?
It was alleged that I hacked something, but that's not what happened.
You got a restraining order on those allegations put into evidence against you, right?
Ask and answer.
I'll allow the question, because I'm confused.
All you have to do is admit the truth, and I'll stop asking
Well,
questions.
Mr. Bradel, objection. Objection sustained. Ask a question.
Oh, Mr. Bradle, that was good. She just has to answer the questions, and then I'll, tell the truth. Nice try, Mr. Bradle.
Well, yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is
Allegations
funny.
were that you hacked into the poor guy's account, went to his employer, he got fired, he said that he did cocaine to his employer, he got fired, he came here for an order, and he got one based on those allegations, right?
He was fired because he did cocaine.
And you're the one that told them that, right? You want me to pull out the paperwork?
I don't remember. It's from 2018. It's from almost a decade ago. I don't remember the exact.
What do you say is the worst thing you did in that order?
Probably after he was threatening to share photos of me, I shared a video of him doing cocaine with my friend, and I did get back to his employer after he was bringing cocaine into my house with my daughter repeatedly.
Well, you do cocaine in your own house, don't you?
Objection.
May I approach?
Objection.
That's my friend does.
May I approach?
What's your objection?
Oh,
He's accusing you of
my.
criminal conduct, Judge, with no evidence.
Well, I think he's.
May I approach?
Is there
Yeah.
evidence? Is it on the thumb drive?
I'm gonna let him ask it. I mean, I don't know how relevant it is to this, but he'll explain to me why it is, I'm sure.
Cocaine or heroin, it doesn't matter. It's a restraining order.
You may approach.
Let me show you our pre-marked Exhibit 1 in the thumb drive, Your
I
Honor.
see it, sir. I see
Exhibit
it.
1 in the thumb drive.
Exhibit 1 in the thumb drive. I believe it's Exhibit 6, subsection 1.
oh my goodness gracious.
5, subsection 1, I'm sorry.
I don't know about you, but this is turned. So, if you've never I've never gotten a restraining order. But as you can see in this hearing, it's like anything goes, right? Anything goes. They can ask you anything. And it's just sad. It's just sad. Like, you hear they're fighting and stuff, and it just gives you the icks. You don't. But why is this relevant? It's relevant because, and why am I covering it, right? Then why am I covering it? It's because I'm trying to show a pattern of behavior about our online society, right? We talked about the TikTok psychic, and she just can go online and just say anything to anybody about anything. And the history teacher sued her for defamation, but that suit's still going on. It's still damaging the professor. And TikTokers just like, hold my beer, I'm going to keep saying what I'm going to say. And the same thing goes for these two. They're online talking about each other, back and forth, back and forth. And who is it harming? It's harming both of them. It's going to harm their families. They both have children. It's harming her work. She got fired from her job. She said now she has to go and sell her body on the internet. Like, what is this coming to? What is this coming to? This needs to end. I don't know what a restraining order is going to do. Can the judge grant them a gag order? You can't talk about each other. You can't talk to anybody else about each other. I don't think so. I think he's just going to say, you both go to your corners and stop it. But I don't think there's much he can say or do.
See the circle?
Yes.
And what does it say? Read the circled portion.
As I kept trying to make you come out and talk to me and Deanna to help me try to get her to go to sleep. I finally got her to stop talking and to stop doing coke at like 3. I did a tiny little line and was like, this is so gross. I don't know how I used to do it.
So,
Mr. Bradle, what was the point of that?
because she
Right.
said that she went after this poor Mr. Teflon guy because she was upset that he did cocaine at her house.
Okay.
And she's
So,
here.
so I see we're
perfectly
going
happy
a deeper level of some other party with some other restraining order that there was cocaine.
because she.
I got it, but we're moving on from there, right? Okay.
It's impeaching the statement.
Well done. Move on.
Oh my goodness.
You did cocaine in your own house here in the last couple of years, right?
Because Mr. Kearney's friend brought it.
Because why? If you did,
Small amount.
a small amount. What's a small amount?
I think she testified to a line.
A small line, she said.
A small amount? And your daughter's home?
No, she was not home. And that's the only reason you're putting it, is trying to imply that she was.
Who's Deanna?
Mr. Kearney's friend.
So you're doing cocaine with Mr. Kearney's friend?
Because she
While
brought
Mr.
it.
Kearney's asleep?
Yes, he was asleep. He was blackout drunk. His friend brought it. It was a surprise to me.
This is when they were still, you were still dating, right? In
2024,
2024.
yeah.
I got it.
Now, Ms. O'Neill, you say that Mr. Kearney got you fired, right?
Correct.
Did you get yourself fired?
No,
Well, you said that he contacted your employer?
he did.
What's your proof of that?
The State Street Mayor Twitter account that he owns. It's in evidence by affidavit. There's 20 evidence.
Purportedly from your expert.
Well, let's get into that, okay? You took over that account, didn't you?
I did not.
You hacked into that account, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
And you started to control that account, just like you did with Mr. Teflon, didn't you?
I've never accessed Aidan's burner account.
So you cover your tracks pretty nicely with a bunch of Australians, don't you?
You know, I'm gonna object.
I'm going to sustain that objection because I don't know what that was.
It's an introductory.
It's frustration, Judge, is what it is.
Yeah, well, ask,
So you say that you didn't control the State Street Mayor account, right?
No, I've never accessed that account.
Now, you know that there's some you refer to them as the Australians who control it, right?
I was told an Australian person got into Mr. Kearney's burner account that was dedicated to getting me fired.
And so that's really you, though, isn't it?
I don't live in Australia. There's a man named Chris Mullers in Australia. It's not a secret person. He identifies as himself. He signed an affidavit in this proceeding.
And he does whatever you want in terms of releasing things and controlling the
let her answer. She's going to say no. I can tell from, let her.
No, he despises your client on his own. With nothing to do with me telling him what to do.
Well, haven't you said that? Haven't you called them an elite Australian cyber team or something to that effect?
I was able to find
Yes
out the
or no?
identity. I've said it's a cyber team. I called him a cyber team.
So, and you've bragged online several times about how this elite Australian cyber team can put out any sorts of things they want at your behest, right?
I've never said that.
That's what you were implying, though, isn't it, in your post?
Objection, Your Honor, what she's
We can play him.
This is crazy town, Judge.
I'm trying to
Really.
just cut to the chase.
Evidentiary wise, this is crazy town.
Can you not talk, listen, I don't know if you've been in courtrooms, but this is the way we do it. You object and then I decide who I'm going to hear from. We don't have two people talking, right?
Well, I'm just trying to kind of cut to the chase. If she admits it, then we don't have to play.
What's the question you're trying to get her to admit?
So you admit that you can have these Australian hackers or whatever they are, or if it's a singular, it's a singular. You can have them post things and release things and use what used to be Mr. Kearney's Twitter account at your direction, right?
No, I don't direct him.
I'd like to play Exhibit 5 in our Exhibit 6 of Exhibit 5, where she makes these statements of herself.
Yeah. You have a laptop right there, you can do it right on your laptop.
Board right here and
Yeah.
come up right there.
If you have to switch out, feel free.
I think we have to just change the input.
I don't know where that.
Somebody done it?
Oh, thank you, counsel, for the comments. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that one's it.
You recognize that, ma'am?
Yes,
What is that?
it is another YouTuber show that I briefly went on New Year's Eve.
What do they call those kind of shows that you can go on?
Stream?
Stream, so you're on someone else's stream?
Correct.
All right.
Brainiacs, I'm good at multitasking, and there's also a koala who can get stuff out too, if needed.
So that's what I'm talking about, right? You have these koalas at your own beck and call, don't you?
I never said I directed him.
Well, you said there are some koalas that can get things out as needed, right?
I don't know what things I'm even talking about here, to be honest. I'd have to see. I don't know. I don't recall. It's been a couple months, 4 months.
And then you also said that these Australian cyber hackers can use all sorts of things, right?
No, I never
You
said
didn't
that.
say that? That's not a fair characterization of what you said?
No.
Well, we'll circle back on that one too. But now, in terms of the source of the material that you're talking about getting things out from, we're talking about a few different things, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you stole some data from Mr. Kearney when you broke up, didn't you?
No, I never stole any data.
And you had access to his phone extraction that was a piece of discovery from his criminal case, right?
He gave it to me.
Right. Well, he gave it to you because he was asking for your help in opening it up during the time you were dating him, correct?
That's accurate, yeah.
And because you had a Microsoft computer, right? Not a Apple, right?
Correct.
And you also have an iPhone.
All right, TikTok says that I've been idle for a little bit. And yes, I have been idle for a little bit because I'm sitting here watching and listening to this lovely, lovely court case. Because that's what we do. We sit, we listen, and we don't judge, right? We listen and we don't judge. Actually, we do judge. We do say, hey, this is incredibly important. Because apparently, Meredith may have allegedly leaked some information to the koalas. Who are the koalas? The koalas are some Australian YouTubers, and allegedly, Meredith and maybe some other people may have leaked some information to the koalas. They then leaked that information online. There was a big brouhaha about an alleged recording of Aidan Kearney and Karen Reed that got out, and I believe the koalas were the ones that released it, and that was a big. Karen did not like that, so there was a big dissension among the Karen Reed fans, and dissension happened. Just in any other group, dissension always happens. So is Meredith the person that leaked that? I don't know. It's alleged that she had his information, so it's possible that she had this as well. But I also want to say that isn't some of this borderline criminal, right? If she has access to Aidan's information that is impounded documents from his witness intimidation case, and if she is sending that information out, isn't that a criminal act upon her? Now later on, we're also going to hear that she threatened Aidan with releasing a audio recording of him and his attorney Mark Betterow, if that exists, and it's alleged. Everything's alleged. That is attorney-client privilege. If she has that information and she releases it via third party, right? Because she's not doing it herself, she's giving it to someone else, etc. Is that a liable action that she can be sued on? Let's continue.
15 Plus, don't you?
I think it's a Pro Max.
You had an iPhone 15 Plus at the time, didn't you?
That's an answer. I don't know what it's got to do with anything, but
I said at the time.
You know, what type of phone? When you say the time, are you talking 25, 24? What are you talking about?
At the time of when you were dating Mr. Kearney.
I've had an iPhone 13 and iPhone 15 Pro Max while we were together, I think. And I also had an 11 at one point.
So you had an iPhone 15. We can agree on that much?
Yes, not a plus.
Not a plus. So Mr. Kearney asked you to help open up a piece of discovery from the Commonwealth that he couldn't open, right?
He didn't just ask me to open it.
Well, let's break it down, okay? The first thing is to get at this stuff, you got to be able to open the discovery, right?
Yes, he asked me to open it and download it.
Because you had a Microsoft computer and it wasn't working on Apple's, right?
Yep.
And so in that sense, he asked you to be on his legal team to help him access his discovery, right?
No, he never asked me to be on his legal team.
Well, that's kind of what you were doing, right? You were helping him on
objection
his
to the
legal.
characterization.
Let him, he's asking.
That's what you're doing. You're assisting him, right? You're wearing Turtle Boy t-shirts, you're supporting him, right? You're dating
I
him.
was his girlfriend, but I was never on his legal team.
Well, what does that mean to you to be on his legal team or not? What do you?
Objection, Your Honor. He said,
I would
I'll let her answer it. I don't know what we're doing, but I'll let her answer.
think that was.
Are you a lawyer? Are you a lawyer?
No,
Are you a paralegal?
no.
Oh, well, I don't think she was on the legal team.
That's my point. Nobody asked you to be on the legal team, right?
No, never.
And you never had made any money or anything, and I never spoke to you about it. Mr. Betterow never spoke to you about that, right?
No.
And in fact, you wanted to sign a non-disclosure and get on the team more formally, didn't you?
I suggested everybody sign non-disclosure because he was sharing his impounded discovery widespread around his circle, including me. So I thought it would be a good idea for everybody to sign one.
But you, in your texting, you offered to sign one, right? You wanted to sign one, right?
And I suggested that the paralegal and Tina signed one, or because there were issues with things shared before, yes. So not just me, I suggested many people sign NDAs because things in his circle had been leaked before with them.
So you agree you included yourself in that group?
I suggested me and many others, yes.
That's just a yes, you don't need to, yes, right?
I was
Yes,
never
you
on your
included
legal
yourself
team,
in that
Mr.
group,
Riddle.
right?
She already
I
answered. She
suggested
said her and others. That includes her.
So, and that was on your end with Mr. Kearney. You never worked with myself or Mr. Betterow, right?
only when you were preparing me to testify in one of Mr. Kearney's trials.
As a witness in Ms. Gattani's case.
Yes, when you coached
Last
my
year.
testimony.
I coached your testimony? Okay, we'll put that aside for now.
Yeah, you should.
So, as far as
Meredith, you did not just say that he coached your testimony. No. Meredith, you took the stand and you gave an oath that you would be honest. If you weren't truthful and honest, that's perjury. Ooh. Now, a lawyer cannot coach you. What they can do is they can talk to you about your thing and say what's going to happen. Meredith.
as this legal team business, you were exposed to discovery in Mr. Kearney's case, right?
I was never on the legal team. He shared things with me, his friends, others. None of them were on the legal team either.
Well, regardless of whether you are or not, you were someone he turned to for assistance to open this thing up, right?
Yes, he asked to use my computer to open it up and asked me to download it for him and then run more reports on it for him.
So I'm going to show you this text that you sent regarding this legal team thing. Just a last question on this legal team business, Your Honor.
Yeah, I really don't. Maybe in your closing, you'll explain to me why this says.
I will, Your Honor. So this is your texting, right?
Yes, I said I would lie for him and say I was part of the legal team if I was ever asked.
You're saying that you would lie for him?
At the time, yes, if he were to get in trouble for sharing grand jury testimony, I would have lied for him. I
So-
wasn't.
Are you lying today for someone else, or what's going on today with the lying? Is it lying or truth?
Sustained.
Objection.
Sustained. You don't have to answer, ma'am.
So you're saying on March 29th, 2025, you're offering to lie about,
Objection, just.
She asked an incident. She said it wasn't the truth, and she lied for him.
so you write in there, duh, I'm part of the legal team, right? That's what it says?
He's sarcastic. If his phones were ever taken like he's worried about and he was in trouble for sharing things, I would have lied for him. Things have changed. I'm not going to lie for him and get in trouble myself now.
Thank you. If I could just have one moment, please.
Of course you can. Chief, sorry for not stopping, but we gotta keep the mojo going.
Now, I want to,
Yep, go ahead.
ask you some questions about March 4th of 2025, and you know that date, right?
I do.
That was an incident at your house.
An incident before my house.
Part of it that I want to ask you about is ask you about at your house, right?
Yep.
Some things that went on at your house, right?
Okay.
And just incidentally, that's where you said that you would call the police and tell them that he hit you. That's the night that happened, right?
Yes, that's the night.
And that night, there was, you were drinking,
Yes,
and Mr. Kearney was drinking,
absolutely.
and you were both, let's just start off with it, you're having an argument, a verbal argument, right? And you're both filming each other,
Okay.
and Mr. Kearney wanted to leave,
I asked him to leave.
just for your notes. In the thumb drive, Judge, this is in various places, so it's sort of all over the thumb drive.
When you say this, you're referring to this.
The video that I think we're gonna probably have to show here.
Okay.
And,
Your Honor, never mind.
so you were arguing that night, right?
Correct.
And Mr. Kearney wanted to leave, correct?
I asked him to leave.
And you may have wanted to leave too, but he fobbed, didn't you?
No, I didn't. He lost because he was drunk.
And he also, you hid his shoe in a cabinet, didn't you? So
I
he
didn't
couldn't
hide
leave.
his shoe, no.
You didn't want him to leave, did you?
I asked him to leave several times, and I'm on video asking him to leave several times.
Right, and you know you're on video, obviously, right? Because you're doing the videoing.
And he started recording me and following me around my apartment. Yes, I did too.
And
I wanted him to stop recording me.
And you're covering your tracks by saying, oh, I want you to
Objection
leave.
to the form of the question.
I'm gonna,
Covering your track.
When you had
Objection.
already
I'm gonna let him ask the question. Sit down, counsel.
his key fob and his shoe, so he couldn't leave, right?
No, in his own video footage, I'm asking him to leave too.
And he had a panic attack that night as well, after you threatened to call the police and lie and say that he hit you, because you knew,
Judge, he's calling her a liar.
because
Objection.
you knew
I think
that-
that's his position, counsel.
Yeah, I know, but
I don't think he's cross-examining her to develop her truthfulness under oath.
because you knew that he had PTSD from going to jail, and you knew that if you threatened him.
Mr. Bradel, can we start over?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, there were way too many comments in that question.
I apologize, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna start again. That night, you threatened to falsely say that he hit you to the police, right? We established that, right?
Only on his video.
I'm gonna say, okay. And so that caused a panic attack in the part of Mr. Kearney, didn't it?
It wasn't a panic attack.
That caused him to break down and cry and get upset, because if you had done that, it would have resulted in him going back to jail, right?
No,
He had pending charges and a bail warning and all that business that you know very well.
no.
objection to the
She
comment.
denied it, but she denied it. I'll ask another question. I think that's how it's supposed to go.
But the running commentary about what's.
Yeah, ask another question.
Please do.
Can we play the video of exactly everything I'm questioning her about that she's denying, Your Honor?
What's the video gonna show?
It's gonna show that she threatens him to call the police. It's gonna show
She
that
admits to that.
he's trying to find his stuff to get out of there, and it's all hidden.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And it goes
It's
to
already an
coercive-
exhibit.
This goes to coercive control.
Sure.
So you see this setup here, ma'am?
Yes.
Where are you and where is he? And where is this?
This is the hallway, the common area of my apartment building, and I'm in the door, and he's out filming himself loudly in my hallway.
All right, go ahead.
So I never hit you. Okay, just to be clear. Can I please have my key? You stole my shoe and my key. I am protecting myself. I can't, it's below freezing outside, please. Please. I tried sleeping on your couch and you jumped on me. You invited me here to sleep on your couch and you jumped on me. Can I please have my key?
Ma'am, it's fair to say at this point, you've hidden his stuff, but you're telling him to leave, then you say you can go back to your couch, and you're kind of holding him there by hiding his fob in a cabinet and putting his shoe in another small nightstand somewhere.
Your Honor, I think 5 times he asked her if she hit his.
Well, now that she's seen it, has that refreshed your recollection as to what transpired?
Yes, I didn't hide anything, and I was trying to either get him to come inside, he said he could sleep on the couch, or to leave, because he was being very loud in my hallway. There's neighbors downstairs who are sensitive to noise, and I just wanted to either come in or get out. I
Your
didn't want to.
testimony is you did not hide the key or hide the shoe?
No.
Okay.
And Mr. Kearney's question to you, confirming on camera, so I didn't hit you, right, or words to that effect? That's because you had earlier said you were gonna call the cops and say hit you, right?
I don't know if this was before or after that. You're sharing selected clips. We have the full video from that night on our exhibit.
Is that what you're saying, you can't remember whether this is before or after you threatened that?
I don't remember. He's released selected clips online on the internet, and I
And
don't
she's
know which
admitted
one.
that she did do that. So we're arguing when it happened. It's kind of irrelevant when it happened, before or after this video. She said at least twice prior that she did that.
All right, now let's play the next video where Mr. Kearney has the panic attack on the floor in your apartment. Do you remember that?
He did not have a panic attack.
He's on your floor crying like a child, isn't he?
He was kicking the floor to make the neighbors downstairs wake up, and he wouldn't be quiet.
Let me just play the video.
Play the video.
So as you can see, all of this it's domestic stuff, right? It's a relationship of the two of these people who are having an argument, right? And the other thing that I need to state is drugs and alcohol are not your friend. They put you in a state that you normally wouldn't be in to think rationally. And when those things happen, bad things happen. I mean, if you do LawTube, you've seen so many cases where a domestic dispute has happened and things go awry. And I mean, I'm sorry to say, if these two people cannot put aside everything and just go their separate ways, I am afraid something's going to happen to one of them. Someone's going to go to jail, or even worse, someone's going to harm somebody else. And it is very sad. And I just pray that the two of them can figure this out.
So you're worried about the neighbors, and you just caused him to completely collapse and have a mental breakdown.
Sustained.
Thank you, Judge. You just had a mental breakdown on your floor, right?
No, he's throwing a toddler tantrum.
Did
Did you say toddler tantrum?
Toddler tantrum.
Okay.
What was the tantrum over?
Yes, you did.
I don't even know at that point. He was filming me for over an
Toddler
hour and making content in my hallway and following me around my apartment, which he's now put on the internet. I don't know what he did at that point. We were both intoxicated. He's the only one who leaked these videos 10 months after the fact, not because I was going to accuse
Just as I said, they were both intoxicated. Whether that's true or not doesn't impair your judgment.
him of anything, but to humiliate me.
Anything else you wanted to say out loud to the court, non-responsive?
You don't object to the argument.
Okay, next question. This is delaying us here. Okay, next question.
So, he's upset because it was right after you threatened him.
Objection to characterization of what Mr. So-and-so's feelings are.
I don't know what right after it was. Your videos.
Counsel, she's not a doctor, she's not a nurse, and no one can get into someone else's mind and say what their feelings were. You and I can assume from watching that that's where the evidence leads, but she can't testify what's going on between his ears.
So just chronologically, Judge, I'll ask her. That was after the threat, wasn't it?
I don't remember the order of the night because there's no timestamps on it. We put together a rolling timestamp, what happened when.
Was there anything else that happened that might have caused such a display? You can recall?
I mean, he threatened to punch me in the nose, and then he wouldn't get out of my bed.
Threatened to punch you in the nose. All right, let's see that video. We have that here, Judge, too.
You do? Okay.
Judge, they're all in evidence.
I know they are. I don't know.
It's just tricky when it's a misrepresentation about what was said.
Put it up.
I want to get
Put it
that
up.
to the court.
This is great.
Oh my goodness, this judge, man, when he watches these videos.
What?
So, Judge, when you listen to that closer, you're going to hear him say, "That's how this goes," or what's to that effect. Not punching anyone in the nose. Mr.
I'll
Kearney
listen
never
to it.
threatened anyone about anything.
Okay.
And once you listen to it attentively, you'll hear that.
Ma'am, is that when you think he threatened to punch you in the nose? Okay. Listen to it.
Fact issue, and I trust the court. And that's in evidence in one of the.
It's in evidence.
Now, ma'am, getting back to the question I asked you earlier about how, didn't you fire yourself versus Mr. Kearney getting you fired? Where are we on that?
Fire myself?
Yeah, didn't your actions get yourself fired?
No.
Well, State Street has a policy on posting things, doesn't it?
Objection. What, is there a foundation for this? If State Street has a policy?
I'm gonna ask him. if
He's
I
gonna
can get to
testify
it.
or ask questions about State Street's policy?
Well, I think that's his next question.
You know your company's policy on this? You're vice president, or you were, right?
Yes, I was. And I know there are policies, and I was told specifically I didn't violate them.
Yeah, you mentioned that in your affidavit, right?
Correct.
And you didn't provide any documentation of that at all, did you? Didn't say who told you that, you don't have anything in writing, didn't say any policies, you just said, I was told I was fine, basically, right?
Multiple people witnessed my termination call. They didn't put it in writing. I received my employee file, which had all glowing reviews. It's an at-will state. They don't put these things
I'm
in
not asking
writing.
you about all this stuff, do you?
You are, though. You're asking why I don't have it in writing.
Counsel, don't butt in. Ma'am, why were you fired?
I was told I didn't violate any specific company policy, but the reputational risk from Mr. Kearney and his followers repeatedly tagging him on social media thousands of times and writing about me and their name and associated them was too much. It's an at-will state, but we are looking into legal things with that, but I can't
Okay,
discuss it, but that's what,
okay.
So ma'am, the State Street policy seems to be something that you've contravened many, many times.
Objection,
What are your grounds?
relevance.
She's saying he got her.
Okay. So, all of these things being posted, blah, 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 he said, she said, whatever, is harming her reputation or the reputation of her company with which she's the vice president of. So therefore, she's no longer working there because these things are doing irreparable harm. And she said there's some legal things going on with that. I'm telling you, man, Mr. Bradle's making a lot, the attorneys are making a lot of money because in legal battles, that's the only people that are getting rich are the lawyers. Boy, it's just getting dirtier and dirtier. We might have to pause for a little bit and take a break and come back.
Her fired, Your Honor. First of all, there's no evidence he ever contacted State Street, which he didn't.
Well, I think the evidence I had, I don't know what's in here yet,
Absolutely.
but I also have a dummy account he set up in her name with a State Street, right? I mean, so there is something.
There's references to it online to other people about, oh, look what happened, or, you know, these
Sure.
types of things, but
Do you have someone from State Street who's going to tell us why she was fired?
I have the State Street policy here that I expect she's going to look at
But,
for my next question, Your Honor.
no, you can, but I mean, we're not going to know why she was fired.
Well, I'm going to try to circle back on that, Judge, absolutely. I understand Your Honor's reservation.
Go.
So ma'am, take a look at that behind you there. Yep. See the top right paragraph?
Yep.
Actually, I guess the sentence below. Be aware as well that your posts and other social media activities, whether directly linking or connecting State Street or not, can be monitored, and sharing inappropriate content, negative or derogatory commentary, as well as liking posts of other users' negative content is a violation of our policy. That's the State Street media policy, right?
correct.
And so, and I don't want to lay all this out in front of the world, Your Honor, but I have all sorts of nasty postings that any reasonable person would conclude violate that I would offer. I can approach and see if she wants to adopt
But
them.
Mr. Bradle, she just testified why she got fired, okay? I understand that you want to have a different theory on why she got fired, but the best evidence would be State Street. It wouldn't be the fact that she, listen, you've done things in your professional career that could cause you to be disbarred, but you weren't disbarred, right? Or
I hope not.
But you know what I'm saying here. Like, we have no idea if any of these caused any problem at State Street.
Well, Judge,
And it's 2026, and people are posting craziness. Like, that's, if you're under 40 years old, you're just posting crazy. That's what people do.
she's contending,
Sharing their lives, sharing the ugliness.
Your Honor, that my client contacted State Street and quote unquote got her fired. First of all, that issue, there's been no evidence whatsoever that he contacted State Street.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, this is what closings are for.
Right.
Mr. Bradle, get to where you're going. I'm probably going to shut you off if we're going to start looking at likes sheep like this, and that's in violation of the policy. We have no idea if State Street took any action on any of what you're about to produce.
Judge, here's what I propose. Rather than go through these, I'm just going to hand up to the court after they see it, of course, some of the postings that violate this policy. That,
But do you have any evidence that State Street was monitoring her accounts?
well, Judge,
Or that was ever a problem for her at State Street?
I can lay some more foundation.
Are you just speculating that this is what caused her demise?
Well, Judge, she's saying that it was my client contacting them. I'm showing the court that they have this policy and that she violated the policy.
It probably didn't help her that someone's posting about their sex life to 200,000 people and then saying where she works.
Well, there's no evidence they knew about that either, Your Honor.
So that's my point. That's my point. So what are you trying to establish here?
Trying to establish that
Wow.
she herself, her posting, she wants to talk about my client's postings, but we have her posting.
You can introduce them. We're not going through them line
That's
by
all I
line.
want to do is offer them.
Just offer them.
And-
They're allowed. Over your objection.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and they may not even be her, Judge. They could be from his burner account that his expert says are in. So,
They are what they are.
enough is what it is.
It might not even be my post, though.
So these are all of the postings that we would contend that she had posted that violate that policy and are the likely source of why she got fired for what she was doing. So I would offer those for that reason, Your Honor.
I'm going to allow them in, and I'll with a grain of salt.
The way do you think they work, Judge?
Oh, this poor
Judge, I can
judge.
hand
I
up my
feel so
client's personnel
bad for
file
this
if you
poor
want.
judge. He's gonna have to go through all of this. I mean, this is almost worse than a divorce, right? Or or you can amount it to a divorce. Here, judge, here is all of, they've only been together for a couple of years. Here's all of our relationship stuff. You sort it out and you tell me what we're supposed to do. I cannot wait to hear what this judge has to say in the end. I cannot wait to hear what he has to say. I'm sure he's going to be like admonishing both of them for their behaviors and what they need to do moving forward.
From State Street, which has all the good stuff.
Well, I think what would be nice is if
Okay, ask a question.
they're the ones that put into issue, Your Honor, her getting fired. They have no documentation whatsoever about the reason why she got fired, other than her just verbally saying, oh, it was my client.
Testimony is evidence.
But she has no person, she has no documentation, no letter, no nothing about Mr. Kearney, which we contend, and he'll testify, he did not contact them in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, I understand your position.
This one is not a post by me. This one is back there. Well, it's somebody named Mandy. I don't know who that is.
They'll see that. Any of this shit is yours anyways.
No cursing.
I'm sorry, Judge.
That
He
is not a post by
said
me. Somebody named Mandy.
SHIT.
So I just want to, I don't know if you can start.
Do you have a staple, Madam Clerk? We're gonna staple these together.
This one thing is by somebody named Mandy. She has no idea who that is.
Mr. Bradel, will you take a look at Mandy's text message?
Yes.
Maybe she's from Australia. Who knows?
Do you like these tables, Your
Okay,
Honor?
Judge, this is her Twitter account.
Mandy?
Not what it says. She shared a video. of
Whatever.
Mandy on her own account.
Whatever.
Oh, great. What's next?
Oh my.
Now, you had access to Mr. Kearney's communications between
Let's just air our dirty laundry to the whole entire world.
him and his attorneys on his criminal case, right?
He screenshotted the carnage. There's no access. I have them because he took a screenshot of your text and sent it to me.
So that means you had access to them, right?
I mean, whatever ones he decided to screenshot, but certainly not all of them.
You had access to Mr. Kearney's screenshots of his communications with his attorneys, right?
Which, the ones he sent to me.
And so that was when you were dating, and he would turn to you for help with his criminal case, right?
Didn't we already go over this bit, Judge?
Can I just get the witness to answer?
We did. We did. We're not going back to, she's not part of the legal team. She is part of the legal
I'm
team.
just asking her if she had access to his.
And she said yes. She said yes, that he shared them with her.
It's not privileged to me.
Well, that's a legal determination. You had access to his communications with his attorney, right?
He shared certain screenshots
So
of
you can just say
communications.
yes. Yes, you did, right?
Having access implies that I was,
They're on your phone. You have access to them. You can delete them, you can use them, you can post them, you can read them, you can print them, you can do anything you want with them. That's access, isn't it? Yes or no?
I just asked Mr. Bradel to lower the temperature a little, Judge.
Ma'am, did you have some of those screenshots on your phone?
yes, because he sent them to me.
Okay.
So you threatened to exploit that access, didn't you?
I didn't threaten, no.
Well, the old M can't come to the phone, that's your Twitter handle, right?
It was my Twitter.
So, and then something about at old Meredith dead, what's that?
The reference to Taylor Swift. I had to change my thing from my real name so that it wasn't associated with my real self.
So so things that come under that Twitter handle or X handle come from you, right?
It's spelled the same way, yes, if it's right.
And so, isn't it true that on 12/23/25, at 10:55 a.m., you proposed a new game to the Twitter followers and viewers, right?
I'd have to see what you're talking about.
You proposed a new game that for every text that Dollar Tree Chelsea shares, who's Dollar Tree Chelsea?
A woman who has been sharing videos and text messages on Mr. Kearney's behalf to attack me.
So this is a person who is connected or dating Mr. Kearney, is that right?
I have no idea what their relationship is, but he uses her to attack me.
And you call her, and you know that he uses her? How do you know he uses her? Do you
Because
have
she's
any
sharing
communication
videos
to
and
that
texts
effect?
that she only could have gotten from him, and she has admitted, and she has sent me messages threatening me with videos that Aidan sent her.
Do you have all those?
In my binder, yeah.
Binders.
They're in evidence.
So you said that for every text that this Chelsea woman shares, 5 new Betterow and Bradel texts shall be posted, right?
Correct.
Is that what you said?
Sharing sexual messages that she got from Mr. Kearney. I would tell the truth by sharing messages he sent with me.
So we agree that you were threatening to release text messages that you had access to from me and co-counsel Attorney Betterow that we were communicating with Mr. Kearney on, right?
It wasn't a threat. It was a promise. If he kept sharing sexual messages to embarrass me with, I would share messages he sent me that were not privileged to me during our relationship.
And he shared sexual messages that were embarrassing to you?
Yes.
And when was that? When was that?
He's done it so many times, last 6 months, I don't know where
Many
and
to
when.
lose count, so you can't
They're
cite
in
one to
my,
the court, right?
They're in evidence.
they're in my voluminous affidavits. One of the many instances he did that.
Can counsel either make an objection or not? Like, I don't
Yeah,
see
counsel,
him talking to me.
if-
Or objection, they're in evidence.
This is not a running conversation, counsel. What we do here as lawyers, we either object or we sit down and keep our mouths shut, okay?
Understood.
Yeah, Approach, Your Honor.
You may.
Oh
I'm gonna show you that text message. That's all accurate, and that's your texting, right?
Yes,
You wrote those words, right?
correct.
Offer that as the next exhibit, Your Honor.
Okay, is it in your packet as well?
Judge, this might be one of those overlaps.
Okay,
I'm not.
so, yeah, but we'll mark it, so
Thank you.
better safe than sorry. What is
Thank
that, number 8?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Now, you were upset a while ago in front of Judge Tressler about, he revealed your daughter to school or something?
Correct. He announced where she went to school on his show with all the scholars.
But I mean, isn't that something you just announced several times yourself? Where your daughter goes to school and everything else, and you're running commentaries about Aidan and your family and you and everything else? Sent out 3 or 4 texting sessions about your daughter playing softball and your daughter's school, and that she goes to Milton High School, et cetera, et cetera.
Texting sessions?
Or Twitter sessions, I should say.
I had
You want me to show 'em to you?
I had posted a while ago sharing that we won the championship, but that was, I mean, again, that's on my platform where I have a lot less followers than him. Wasn't done the way Mr. Kearney was doing it.
And you have 14,000 followers, right?
A lot less than his 200,000.
So you share with 14,000 people where your daughter goes to high school, 7/22/25.
Oh, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
August 31/25. A couple other times too, right?
I'm sharing a nice photo of her winning the championship, not on a show that was talking about her and saying that she was a bad kid like your clients did.
Well, that's not
There's
good.
a difference.
Well, talking about her and saying she's a bad kid is not what you said in your affidavit, is it?
He said that she was bad because she was swearing at me and that it was like, he was implying that I was a bad mom and she was like a mouthy kid.
Well, that sounds like it's more about you than your daughter, isn't it?
It's not accurate. He's trying to make me out to be a bad parent, and that's why we had fake CCF reports. He knew what he was
Is that
doing.
relative to your doing cocaine with your daughter, huh?
No,
What was the allegation in the fake DCF report?
that I was abandoning my daughter, who was 15, to go to the Karen retrial at hearings, and I was out all the time partying and was neglecting her. That's what the CCF report said.
And were you?
No, barely go out.
So you follow Mr. Kearney's postings and
Again, she's on the stand. He can ask her anything. This judge is not limiting anything. Holy smokes.
on Twitter and his YouTube show and everything, right?
As little as I can, because it's not good for my mental health, but others share things, yeah.
But you just can't resist, can you?
Yeah.
Follow everything,
Oh.
don't you?
Oh, other question.
Not everything, but when it's crossed now into affecting my employment and like my real life, it's not, you can't just log off and not follow it when something needs to be done legally now. That's why I started following it again recently, unfortunately.
I just have one more, please, Ron.
Sure.
This is not going to end
Now,
well.
Mr. Kearney has tried several times to ask you to stop posting, stop doing things. He's implored people, leave Meredith alone, right?
I don't know which time. Sometimes he's stopping, sometimes he's continuing.
Well, how about, let's just work on a fair answer to this one question, okay? Mr. Kearney has several times reached out to people, leave Meredith alone, let's not do this, et cetera, hasn't he?
I don't know that actually
may
happened. He
approach.
told me he did,
You
but
may approach. What's the date?
12/24/25, Your Honor. Can I show you this, ma'am?
Is this before or after he got on and was talking about their sex acts after they broke up?
One moment, I'll answer that, Your Honor.
Oh
It's
my
after,
gosh.
Your Honor.
Gee,
it was also before, because he continued after.
did this judge, he like woke up. He's like, you're not going to believe what I had to hear in court today. I'm sure he has heard some crazy stuff, but this is just like, holy smokes.
After this post too. So it was before and after.
Well, you continued too, didn't you?
Continued what, defending myself?
Continued revealing privileged materials.
Counsel, time out for a second. You keep talking about privileged materials. He has the privilege. If he's releasing them, she's under no obligation, just so we're really clear. If he got ordered to do something and he releases them to her, how does she know that there's a court order or that there's a privilege? And her testimony is he's giving her the information and she now has it on her phone. He's the one.
So
It's his privilege.
I can answer that, Judge. The context of this is that they're dating, they're getting along. She's helping him with his case.
Sure.
So he shares communication.
So that's on him.
Right.
On him is one thing, Judge, but sharing them to the public is quite another, and it goes to coercive control.
No, I get that, but when you say privilege, she's under no court obligation. You talked about grand jury minutes or whatever.
Right.
She's under no obligation
I
whatsoever
agree.
because
but-
he's the one who dumped him on her.
You're right, I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
But she's under an obligation.
The only thing I take umbrage with is you keep calling it privileged as if she did something wrong.
As an identifier, Your Honor.
Okay,
Okay, so
I got it. You can keep using privilege and I'll know that they're not privileged.
And I'm offering it on coercive control, Your Honor.
I got you.
How about I'll say attorney-client communication.
Sure.
Attorney-client communication. You're threatening to release those, do other videos where you're threatening to up the ante and release more, and, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Is this argument or a question?
Isn't that some of the things
Sure.
you said?
We just talked about this.
Objection.
Overruled. Sit down.
Haven't you said things to that effect?
I don't recall.
You don't? Okay, well, we can plan.
Sit down. Oh my goodness. Judge,
Judge,
this
obviously,
is
there's no jury here, so I'm
bananas.
playing this to refresh her memory on her lack of recollection.
And it's already in evidence.
This is 3 minutes, Judge, to refresh her recollection.
All right, just to let you know, at 2 hours, we're going to stop this. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back because this is a lot.
Take a look at the screen now. It's going to be 3 minutes of you talking. Just waiting for the TV to catch up, Your Honor.
In trouble legally at this point,
Okay.
there's no evidence so far. You never know what else the cyber team can come up with. And to get in trouble legally at this point, maybe like some kind of
You never know what the cyber team's going to come up with, right? That's you bragging, essentially, that you control the cyber team, and you're going to have them release stuff, right?
No.
No, I'm wrong? Okay,
That's not
explain.
correct.
would be the best thing for him with this kind of behavior. Going after my work, there's no room for sitting anymore. There's multiple times he called me and I did feel bad, and that's why I stopped. But then he'd do the next thing, and it would be back, right back to how it was. But this is the point of no return. Like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. I mean, until you go and get the help you need, there's no deals, there's no leading. Like, how this goes after we're done excluding barriers is totally up to you. You actually stuck with whether I decide to keep going into the vault of other shit that I have that I haven't shared, or
If you decide to go into the vault of other things you haven't shared, what's in the vault?
I don't know what context was here, but this was when he was identified as being State Street Mayor. That was an account dedicated to State Street firing me.
Ma'am, you say you don't know the context? It's your video, it's your context, right?
It was 4 months ago, before I did what your client asked and left social media.
So what's the stash of material that you're threatening to release from?
It's releasing the truth of the relationship and what he did in the relationship, releasing text messages to prove that what he's telling people is lies.
So there's still multiple others of your screen out there, so I'm not going to just stop. What do you mean by that?
I don't know what this text is from, or this was not played on my video. This was like added in for dramatization. This was not played on the video.
That's your text, right?
I don't know. I don't recognize it. I don't know
You don't
what it is.
recognize
I would like to see it with a date. This is not my stream. I didn't play this on my stream.
And did you make that text or not?
I don't recall. I don't know why it's on this screen.
Well, you just kind of made that defiant verbal statement. That sort of matches that, doesn't it? I'm gonna continue to drop whatever I want, right?
Are you objecting? Overruled.
So, ma'am, I have it on the phone, Judge. I can approach her with that if she doesn't wanna.
Show counsel. I mean, we're sitting here arguing over whether or not this is her or not her. Like, yeah, you feel free. Folks, there are some people in custody that are being moved. Are they going to be coming through here? No worries. Yeah.
Look at this. That's your listing on this phone, right?
No, you can take them.
It's a text from December. This is a stream from January, so I don't know why it's on there.
What does it say?
It says there's still multiple streams, other streams out there, so no, I'm not going to continue. And then the client says he can get them taken down, even though he doesn't control other content creators.
So I'm asking you to read it, and you're not reading it.
No,
Can we
I got
agree
it. I'm reading
Can
it.
we agree that it matches that, ma'am? Let's try that.
Counsel, as an officer of the court, can you tell me that it matches that? As an officer of the court, is that text message the same as that? Okay, good.
So that's what you were, that was
Oh,
your
boy.
text, and that's evidence of your state of mind about him, right?
Well, the text is from December, and the stream is from January, so I don't know why you.
I'm not asking you when they're from, I'm
Well, I
asking
think
you.
objection, Your Honor, I think.
Overruled.
I think he's confused.
Overruled.
Oh,
I get it. One's from December, one's from January, and I got it. I read it. You saw it. She was shown it. Wasn't sure. Now it's in there. We know it's hers. What else can we milk from this?
oh my
general
goodness
practice, right?
gracious.
State of mind of that general time period, December, January, till Mr. Kearney, right?
What do you mean by?
You're not gonna stop, you're gonna continue to drop whatever you want, when you want, right?
He continued to share embarrassing things like from our sex life, yes. So I was gonna tell the truth by
And so-
sharing what I wanted in defense.
So you're posting things too, right?
Correct, to defend against the lies he was telling.
So your things you posted are perfect and great, the things he posted.
Lies, 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 yeah. Thompson twins. That's what comes to my head.
Are evil and horrible, right?
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, he has a very large following, and I certainly never went on and said the vile things he said. And
You actually stuck with whether I decided to keep going because of all the other shit that I have that I haven't shared, or if things died down. And how that, whether that happens, whether more better text me, whether that stuff is shared, totally up to your behavior. You continue like this with your burners, and at this point too, if your friends continue to, if any continued items, it's all gonna continue, because there's no more fucking around with it.
So he doesn't control content creators, right?
he does.
Can you just say that he didn't?
I think we have one right here, filming right in front of us.
Yeah. He doesn't have-
Like he does, isn't she with him doing?
Opinions?
Holy smokes.
Mr. Kearney? Yeah.
A lot of them are, but I just wonder why somebody without press clearance was filming.
Don't
the
worry
phone
about
there.
that, just keep
Well,
that.
it's embarrassing. They're using it for more content to post
Oh,
on me.
you know what? It comes with a responsibility. If something goes sideways, they'll be responsible for it.
So what you were saying was, if other people post things, they're gonna zing Mr. Kearney, right? You don't care, right?
That's not what I said.
Isn't that a fair characterization of what you said?
Your Honor, objection. I think it speaks for itself.
I want to hear objection before I hear a word out of your mouth.
Objection.
Overruled. Sit down.
Speaks for
Oh,
itself.
I said overruled. Sit down.
Oh my
I was with him for 2
gosh.
years. I saw how he controlled what the others did. They did exactly what he wanted, or they stopped doing what he wanted. So I knew when things were coming out, especially when they were texts that only came from him, it was him directing it, so he could play the victim.
Didn't you just say 2 minutes ago that he doesn't control the content creators?
I was being sarcastic because the text says, he says, I can get anything taken down you want. I was complaining to him about the streams that were still up by others, and he said, I can get anything taken down you want, talking about others
All
YouTubers.
right,
That's
let's
in the
talk about that. Let's talk about that. That's him. You're referring to a text where Mr. Kearney is begging you to stop putting things up, right?
He begged me not to share an email, I think, in that situation.
He was begging you not to put more things out there, right? He said, I'll do anything you want. I'll get them to stop, right? That's a fair characterization of it?
That, on that day, yes.
And it's sort of consistent with that text right on your chair there that I showed you a minute ago, right?
He told me he made this post because his lawyers, you told him to do this, telling people not to contact my work. And this, I didn't know at the time he was operating State Street Mayor, tagging them while he was telling people publicly to not tag them.
Your testimony is that Mr. Kearney's lawyers can control Mr. Kearney?
He told me his lawyers told him to make a post like that. So I don't know, sometimes he listens to them, sometimes he doesn't.
And when was that? Did he text that to you, or where did that happen?
We had a couple phone calls in between this whole thing to try to get things to stop.
Would it surprise you if Mr. Kearney categorically denied that?
I don't know, probably, it's like, no, it wouldn't surprise me. He just
Yeah, Coach,
lies all the
I just
time.
want to put that in there. For this,
What's that, 9?
Yes.
take that one.
What
down.
else, Mr. Bradle?
But this is a cocaine one, I just want to make sure that's in evidence as well.
That'll be 10.
There's no more
Woman.
fucking around and making deals that you don't follow that are trying to face. Any tweets from anything Jimmy and mention of me, and just even if you stop, then it's not stopping. More better text can leak, more other stuff. There's no more pity. Like there's no more pity.
More Betero text can leak, so it sounds like you're controlling leakage of these attorney-client communications. Is that what you're proposing?
I'm not controlling them and they're not privileged to me.
Well, if you're leaking them at will, aren't you controlling them?
I don't know, what do you mean by control?
You just try to stay into the mic, man, like you can't quite.
Sorry, I don't understand what you mean by.
So, ma'am, if he had them and you had them, how did these other people get them?
He's shared his attorney-client privileges with other people too, and he has
Okay.
evidence of that in there. He's shared it with other people, and there's texts of him getting mad at others for sharing them. He shares everything with everyone.
So it's just so we have it right, ma'am, your testimony is that Kearney would compromise his superior court case by putting